Roblox is a game. Roblox is a game that millions play every day. A long time ago, I made a video about Half-Blox 2, a very small demo of Half-Life 2 recreation in Roblox. Today I hope to revisit that concept and see what Roblox has to offer in terms of Half-Life content. Keep in mind, some of the games on here are either incomplete or just proof of concept. Starting off, we have Half-Blox. And right off the bat, I gotta say I love seeing the Half-Life maps, but with Roblox characters in it. It's just so silly and I love it. But apart from that, the whole thing is quite accurate in terms of its maps and details. Most likely it was ported directly from the original game. There's always a charm to these sort of things. Seeing one game running on a completely different engine really is intriguing, that scratches a certain itch in the brain that you didn't know existed. The Half-Blox demo goes all the way to the Resonance Cascade, and after that it ends. I gotta say, this is a really well-made demo. Next is Half-Blox 2, which was made by a completely different team. Like the previous one, this is also a recreation, but of the Half-Life 2 intro and the first two train station levels. Roblox G-Man gives the usual speech, and not gonna lie, I couldn't stop laughing while looking at this. I mean, just look at him. But for the game itself, it's really a great port. I mean, with the Roblox characters out of the perspective, it really does look like the original game. One of the best things about this game, and the one before it, is, well, how well they recreate the little sequences in Roblox. You almost think to yourself, surely this doesn't have so-and-so sequence, but it does. And can we take a moment to appreciate these Metro cops?
Fuck off!
We also get to meet Barney with his awesome hairstyle and of course, Dr. Kleiner. Roblox has come a long way since its inception and people have made amazing things on it, but don't let all my praise so far let you think I support the company behind it. There's a whole lot of bad stuff going on behind the scenes and I do not condone any of it. Roblox Corporation can burn in hell for all I care. Anyway, the city itself also has a nice vibe to it. Probably because of the slightly different lighting, maybe? Sadly, there's no Daddy Longlegs in this. Now, here's where the demo ends, but there's some more stuff to see too. The third map is incomplete in terms of its sequences, but you can still roam around the apartment building. It's real good stuff. There was also a multiplayer module to this, and it had some players in it, which was surprising. Honestly, the shooting and the gunplay of the game felt a little too rigid and robotic for my taste, but hey, it was somewhat fun. Now this one was interesting. Headcrab Infection. Basically, you choose a faction and battle it out in a multiplayer game. From what I can tell, each of the faction has some sort of goal. Like, I was playing as a survivor and I had to escape from the facility. While it did have models and weapons from the game, the map itself didn't resemble Black Mesa in any sort of the way, at least where I started. The game that I joined had 2 or 3 of the Zen players handicapping any players that would come in their way. Like, look at this.
Why are you running?
Later I discovered that I had a pistol and a crowbar, but I wasn't able to do much with it. The other better classes for each faction was locked, so I guess there's progression in this game, and the concept of it all is pretty interesting, but I feel like the maps were a little too tight to give me any sort of chance to maneuver around enemies. However, I did manage to find the keycard and get out of the facility and score a point. That was nice. This lobby area and the outside area did remind me of Black Mesa in a way, so that was nice as well. Overall, I guess I would need to spend a lot of time to level up and get better gear, but then again, I rarely play Roblox or don't play it at all, so yeah. Now this one was interesting. This is City 18 Roleplay. Basically, you start off by picking a team, like the Combine or the Citizens or the Rebels. There were quite a bit of roles to choose from, but most of them were locked behind experience points, which I did not have, so I went with the normal Metro Cop role. Basically, the Combine and Rebels are at constant war, meaning they shoot each other on sight while the Citizens just exist, I guess. When I joined the game, there was a lockdown in effect and basically the Combine forces were duking it out with the Rebels. Initially, I got lost in the Combine Nexus, but then I found a citizen to harass, police. This specific citizen was humping me, so I warned him, but then a rebel came over and shot me to death like a dog in the street. I was mad now and I wanted to police the people even harder, so I went out to the streets to do that, and guess what happened? 10-10 gameplay, would harass citizens again. This one's called Half-Life Custom NPC Testing. It's basically a test game where you could spawn Half-Life NPCs and they would just roam around. It sort of reminded me of that Super Mario demo from a long time ago. It was kinda neat to see actual models and not Roblox characters in Half-Life skins just moving around. There wasn't any gold to this, but still it was kind of interesting. Next was Cart Ride into Half-Life. While it was literally a cart ride across a very strange map, I was curious to see what it had. Sadly, the cart broke at a point and I just quit the game. Now this looked awesome. It was basically the first scene of Half-Life Alyx made in Roblox. I even had this dude called Fresh Zaza 2018 with me. 2018 doesn't sound too fresh for Zaza, but I'll smoke it. He even harassed a police officer. What a madman. Anyway, at first I thought the buildings in the distance was just a JPEG pixelated image, like the Citadel was just a skybox image in the distance, but actually, it was real. I really like this one. Sort of shows the graphical prowess of Roblox. I'm not saying it's just as good as Source 2, but having this many high polygon, high resolution buildings along with the actual Citadel was kind of impressive to see. This is simply titled Half-Life. It's basically like Half-Blox but a little different. It looked very similar to the actual game, but there were just enough differences in some place to make it a little odd as well. This felt a little scuffed compared to Half-Blox, but still it was well made if we consider it a demo. And this also ends at the Resonance Cascade, and that's pretty much it for this. This is Half-Life Deathmatch Roblox, and I'll let it speak for itself. Yeah. I don't know what map this is based on, but I feel like I've seen the textures in Skybox before. This was something, alright. This is Half-Life Invasion. It had a bunch of stuff in it, but I feel like it's either a test project or something that's in development. It even had Coke. It did have a ported version of the City 17 Plaza area, so that was cool, I guess. Let's move on to the next one. This is an unfinished roleplay game, and I don't know if it was cancelled or not, but it did feel kinda nice. At first, the textures didn't load in, but when they did, I realized that this map was literally City 24. But I don't remember it being this big, so I don't know what version this is. It was kinda cool roaming around in this map. Maybe it was a little too bright, but then again, it's an unfinished game. It did feel nice to move around in here though, really felt like I was stuck in a totalitarian hellhole. This one is called Half-2 Beta Concept Showcase. Like the name, it's just a concept, but it really looked cool. However, apart from being dark, gritty, and green, there wasn't much resemblance to the actual beta. This is Half-Blox Alyx, and again, it's made by a different author. This one had a lot of downvotes, but I kinda enjoyed it. The orange shade on the map felt a little off, but the Citadel itself looked nice. This is basically a demo of the first level of the game, or rather a very small chunk of that level. Sure, it's not the best, but I give it an A+ out of 10 for the effort. And I liked how instead of writing "in progress", the author wrote "next is in building". Then we have another roleplay game called The 7-Hour War. I'll be honest, I'm not really aware of how RP games or servers work, so I didn't have any clue what to do in this game, but it did look really cool. From the many factions to choose from, I picked the HECU and met two of my comrades outside. It was raining and dark, but I sort of recognized the map I was in. This was from the 2003 E3 demo that Valve showcased. I also saw the Bulgarian police, but I guess they're friendly with the HECU. I also saw this red eyes dude, so I got scared and ran away. Then there was an antlion chilling on the wall, and I ran away again. Someone was drunk driving around the plaza, and again I had no clue what to do. This looked great, but I wish I knew what my role was or what I'm supposed to be doing in here. Similar to the previous one, here's the Black Mesa incident. I think it's made by the same authors as the previous one. I picked the security faction and hopped in. I was in Sector L first, and surprisingly didn't see a whole lot of people there, even though the players list had a lot of people in it. I roamed around for a bit and then headed to Sector J, where I found a citizen who was just chilling out like me. Now, these aren't all the games on Roblox about Half-Life, there might be more, but these are the ones I found at the top when I searched for Half-Life. And from what I can understand, Roblox has a very heavy and dedicated player base that play the roleplay games like City 8, and they take it very, very seriously. And that's pretty much it. It was pretty interesting to see all of these games, even though half of them were unfinished projects. Also, FYI, just don't bother adding me on Roblox cause the account I used was a burner account and I'll probably won't log in again with it ever again. Thanks for watching and a big thanks to these benefactors for supporting the channel. I'll see you in the next one.